All right, Grand Rising, everyone, is Shay Seeking, and welcome back. So I was just reading up a little bit on this thing. Something told me to go ahead and look at, American culture when it comes to succession, even when it comes to the president, things like that. Okay. So we do know that, okay. All right. So again, this may be something that may not be known to the public, but it's making me think about this whole administration and how, at times when they say, oh, Biden is not feeling well, it seems like then they talk about Kamala. And then when Kamala supposedly is not feeling well, then, or they start dragging her in the media, then you notice that the speaker has a lot to say, but then the speaker is not really doing anything. So then who now is, you see what I'm saying? Who now is the president? Okay. So, and I'm just saying again, when it comes to the social aspect of this, okay, is what I feel. Okay. So I don't know, like I said, if this whole new thing about the laptop and, and again, let me just tell you right now, when I'm looking at these individuals, I'm seeing 2 or 3 entities stuck to them. Okay. I'm seeing two to three entities stuck to each one of these different energies. Okay. So when I see Biden, there's 2 other energies there. Okay. That we're really talking about. See, because that's what I'm just saying. What was projected and what we perceive is different than what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. Is what I'm catching on to here. Okay. There's a hidden or shadow and also another earthly energy that's usually attached. Okay. So I see the correlations. I see, yeah. I don't know. I see these different correlations here. Okay. And what role that the president's wife, plays, like, because, I guess that when it comes to Trump and Ivanka, and when it comes to, like Obama and Michelle and, all the presidents, Jackie and JFK, like they all, most of the time during the presidency, you see these 2 people together a lot. Like I barely could tell you what Biden's wife's name. I think it's Jill, maybe. Okay. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. But you rarely ever see her. Okay. I don't know why I just heard Jill Scott. Okay. And again, this is just something that I'm doing here. Like, again, everybody, like, I see how kind of like the media plays on words like salad, like word salad. Okay. The thing is, I'm not here, like, if you don't understand and if you can't comprehend that this message ain't for you. Okay. So that's what the whole energy is here. All right. Because again, it does state in Enoch, and I feel I read it in the biblical text too, that there is going to be a breach in communication here, okay, between certain groups, all right? I feel like somebody tried to put me in that group as if it doesn't matter what I see, what I think, what I know. So again, I had to tap in a little bit deeper, okay? So again, there must be energy, like that must be when there is some type of like extra foreign energy that's included with this whole process or what's going on at this point in time. So that's why I had to go back and see, what were we talking about? We're talking about American women, because I could see like the decline in respect or the decline in acknowledgement. Okay. Even though I feel like being in this situation, you're always being watched. You see what I'm saying? But it's what you're saying being valued here. Okay. And because I'm talking about personal, because I'm using my platform to share this story in general, there's different aspects to it. There's love, there's war, there's, what I'm saying, all of the things that, you can see happening with finances and spirituality. And, like, so for me, it's just like the story, you know what I'm saying? It's just the story being projected and being brought into a way where we can see how all of this kind of fits in with this narrative that we have today. If you get what I'm saying. So it's bringing history, this story, all these stories together to kind of play out what's going on even in the arena or on the atmosphere today that's not being shown to you on the media or on any type of entertainment or outlet, okay? Some people may get these direct communication, I feel, because of the antidote, okay? Some people may get direct communication, they just have a sense of knowing, and then some of us have a sense of knowing, but it's been a little bit tattered, I feel, because of the foreign and AI version that's being introduced, okay? So it might have us a little bit more behind, but it doesn't take away, again, that true blood, that energy. Okay. So I was just reading this right here. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit interesting. Hold on. Let me see if I turn it to the side. All right. There was two different aspects I was looking at here. Okay. So, all right. So we have American Indian women. Okay. And we'll notice that this woman is more, maybe Siberian or, you know, I don't know. I'm just thinking like, I don't know why I'm hearing like Genghis Khan. Okay. But, Khan artist. Okay. Okay. Let's stop. Okay. I'm just, I'm looking at it in a sense. Okay. So it's saying what were women treated like in the tribes. Now, this don't mean that this has the way it had to be today. But my whole thing is the whole thing of how like the Vatican or these particular groups look at things is a little bit off, like it's a little bit outdated, and they only use that because it's a struggle, or it's difficult to even think is in reality that this is the way that we can work in this world today. You see what I'm saying? So it makes it almost like people feel like you're a sinner and there's nothing you can do to really be all the way right with God. Okay, like I don't know, it's just weird. Like that's the energy that I get when people talk about sinner this, sinner that. Okay. Excuse me. Because obviously if God was in charge, or if that essence of it was, then we would be living in a society where the thieves and the tricksters and these people would be below, and the people that are righteous and want to bring order to the court would be on the top. So obviously something is amiss here. Okay. So again, obviously if they have these people in power and things are still not working in our favor as the people, okay, then something must be wrong here. Okay. So it's saying, what were they treated like in the tribes? Now, again, I don't think that people always were in tribes. I think that's a newer term that was introduced in a way where they also micromanaged and separated groups of people up, even when, during contact, okay? Or colonization, all right? Clans, tribes, things like this, okay? Of the Indians, we are going to give more rights than, we're going to get more. Okay, let's slow down. Goodness, something wrong with my throat. Were they given more rights than American women of the time? So right here, we can go ahead and just stop and look at this. All right. Because if these people were coming into the Americas during colonization, they would not have been American. Okay, so then what's the difference between an American Indian woman and then a Native American woman? Because again, this is looking like more of a Native American woman here to me. Maybe even more Alaskan or something of that nature here. I think also there's low key something to do with Mandarin people. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, in the Americas. Maybe even when we're talking Esther and Nim, okay? Yeah, so what would be the difference between American women and Indian women? Well, the Indian women were the American women. You see what I'm saying? Because anybody coming from anywhere else, they would have been the Irish women or the Scottish women or these women and again, a lot of these are still American women, because I feel like we're not seeing the layout of the lay of the land the way that it actually was, where a lot of things that we project and see over where they are, like Egypt, that's modern day Egypt, but there was an ancient Egypt here in the Americas. So again, I feel like this is just all, but to get all into that, we talked about that in old videos. Other people have many videos up about things like that if you want to look into that, okay? But it says in 1644, okay? And there's that 44, okay? Here's that 44. Reverend John, 𝘢𝘕𝑒𝑔𝑎𝑙𝑜penis. What? See, y'all be thinking that I'm going here, but it's not me going here. It's this. It's this information going here, okay? So megalopensis. Okay. Minister at the Dutch church. So I kept thinking, when I seen this, I'm like, okay, now I got to get into this because Dutch keeps popping out. Dutch, Dutch, Dutch. And I know that the Dutch were actually some of the earliest people that made contact here, okay, in the Americas. So that just struck my attention that we're talking Dutch energy here, okay? So it says at a Dutch church in New Netherlands. And it's always good when we talk about the new anything. I always wonder where the, excuse me. I'm just tired as hell. I don't know why, okay? New Netherlands, okay? So I'm just wondering where the old Netherlands was. It's almost like they threw that term new on everything when they relocated or migrated people from one place to another. It said complained that the Native American women were obligated to prepare the land, okay? To mow. So that's to trim down, okay? So like even in the energy of me saying like all them people got to go because something happened here, okay? We're going to get down to the bottom of it, okay? And again, some things I just commune with the ancestors about. You know, people call it prayer. I say commune. I keep to myself, and then some stuff I put on here. It's just like it's an ongoing thing all the time, okay? So again, it says to prepare the land, okay? Now remember, women at back in this day could have been regarding to women, men, and children, okay? I feel like these are still talking about people that were brought in. It's just my opinion, okay? From the research that I've obtained. In some cases, this is what it's talking about. So obliged to prepare the land to mow, okay? So I feel like this is to cut down, all right? To plant, okay? So to see who they would like to plant in, who they want to bring in, okay? And I'm hearing, what about your friends, okay? And do everything the men do, nothing except, okay, and do everything the men do, nothing except hunting, fishing, and going to war against the enemies, okay? Many of his fellow Europeans describe American Indian women as slaves, okay? So again, I'm feeling like this is when the colonizers did come in and start to mold down the women and bring in foreign women to do it because these women had more power than the men and the women, okay? They still do by blood, all right? They still do by blood. But I feel like it's always been a fair and balanced energy with the women, with American Indian women. It's the outsiders that came in and wanted to mold them down and say and treat them as a slave just because of who they were and the power and authority that they actually really truly held. So that was the way of getting into someone's head first, you know what I'm saying, in order to, you know, to start placing those chains on the minds there, okay? And then manipulating the situation. Then the men would be off running with these men and other men and learning these other ways of how to treat a woman and then come back and treat the American women some kind of way, okay, as a slave. While they rally vant around with for reign. Now get that. That's when you talk about faux reign or foreign, they brought them in to rain on your parade. And I keep saying that it's my party. I can cry the fuck if I want to because I feel like this is what is going on right now, okay? So then what do you have? You have foreign or immigrant men and women and their children running the governing force, okay? Or the establishment, okay? Which again, when you didn't know no better and these things were erased from your memory, it was something. But now that you do, that makes you the America's most wanted. This turns you into a domestic terrorist when the real domestic terrorists will be the ones that are residing in those positions and are not honoring what they're supposed to when it comes to these American women that should be put first. Because again, it is true that a nation can rise no higher than its women. So if you have men that are coming in and mowing down or allowing foreign women to help them mow down American women, that means that again, there's no love there. And I feel like that's the strange thing about this whole thing in this relationship, okay, with this twin flame journey, about these men that already knew this Empress world card star energy, okay? And that's why I feel like someone has chosen that. But it's almost like the feminine energy should be sustained and placed in her position first, and then these men brought in. What I feel like they did, they brought the men in. They realized what I was saying possibly could have been true, okay, and they took these men in and offered them other women, contracts or other things that would bind them, okay. But I feel like, you know, that was where the big mistake is, okay. So source told me you have to go back to some of the old stuff you was doing and look into some of these things and share them, okay. So again, to the men, okay. So again, but this could also be looked at as a reversal, okay? Because if we're talking about American Indian women, okay, being as slaves, I'm wondering if these are people that were brought into these tribes here, okay, to men. Because if you think about men or that man mentality, okay, of Adam or pre-Adamite energy here, I don't know why something keeps telling me that when it's talking about men, that would include someone like me. And I don't know why. Like I said, I feel like maybe that's why on the star card that feminine energy is naked, but those other stars are floating above her. But I feel like those represent men because she is some sort of man, or she is looked at as man, okay? Because it's making me think he created both man and woman and called them Adam, okay? In one of my Bibles is what it says. So again, this would make her, you know, either that, well, I wonder if that would make her equal to the man, or, you know, well, he called them Adam. Yeah, I feel like this is a certain breed of people or a type of people, okay? It says because of the perceived differences in their labor, okay? So I guess their work, possibly. But again, that's a good one to look up in etymology, labor. It is said compared to European, compared to European women. Okay. Oh, okay. Because of the perceived differences in their labor compared to European women. Okay, yeah. Because again, I feel like this energy is that, like, sovereign versus foreign, okay? In a sense, possibly, okay? It says Indian women perform what Europeans consider to be men's work, okay? Now, again, that could also be talking about hard labor, like lifting and pulling and things like this. But then again, it could be also looked at as mental, political, all these other things, okay? Someone who is a guide or conductor or commander, someone who has the mindset, who knows the layout of the land, who is connected to the soil, okay? Connected to those, you know, even energies that have come before them, okay? In time of need. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting that escapist. So again, this is like maybe the ancestors showing how to get out of certain things that they know these people are going to put you in. Okay? And I feel like some places on this plane or planet or land speak volumes to some of us, okay? It depends on what all went on in that place throughout the test of time. All right? And then whatever type of mediumship or whatever we're dealing with here, okay? Yeah, so what Europeans would be okay, so again, that's just like trying to undermine and say women shouldn't be doing men's work, almost like women being silent in the church, okay? All right? Now, at one point in time, I feel like this was they would show you a movie with a so-called Caucasian man in it, you know, and him telling so-called American Indian or so-called black people that they couldn't be in a meeting or something at a church or something when it had to do with land, with sharecropping and stuff like that. I think we talked about it in one of those videos there, okay? But in all actuality, I'm wondering if this was our people, because I feel like we didn't really lose our power until the late 1800s, mid to late 1800s. Not how they say, okay? Because all these terms is meaning different things or whatever, but this is what I've gotten, okay? So they didn't really lose their power until the late 18 with the what is it called? The slave codes, okay? So that could have been our ancestors protesting against these people that were coming in being in power because they knew that they were going to they witnessed them rooting them out. It's almost like that chapter that we were just reading. They witnessed them rooting these people out. And so, of course, there would be something there. Hold on one second. Okay, so Again, nothing here is written in stone. This is just an article I found interesting. It's usually confirmation comes to me from the ancestors or something within. Again, because I'm pretty sure there's many of writings that's similar to this that say similar things, but we're just trying to get like a basis or a foundation as to what we might be talking about here. Okay, and that's what I'm just somebody that just, you know, throw the seeds. And it's also making me think about like sowing seeds or something like this. Okay, because I know that I feel like whenever these people feel like I'm getting a big head or I'm going somewhere with something, they feel like, you know, they're trying to set a snare. Okay, so this is just, you know, me doing just some research like I normally would do. Okay, because, you know, I rather, you know, trust in God, like, or that was just as me, you know. um but from the Native Americans perspective, women's roles reflected their own cultural emphasis on reciprocity. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are my glasses. Hold on. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Balance and autonomy. Okay. Most scholars agree that Native American women at the time of contact with Europeans had more authority and autonomy than did a European women. Okay. So this is just what somebody thinks here. Okay. And again, I feel like there's a very much of a balance between, I know I'm seeing red and blue split down the middle here. Okay. And I'm feeling like, you know, it's like I told you, when they were coming in, they were meeting with those particular families. And so again, you're already in, you're like grandfathered in with old God or OG energy. That's what I'm saying about, like, even like I said, these European women, that makes you stronger. Okay, that makes you a lot strong. It's almost like those people that will be born with that fucking crown on their head, regardless of what somebody say. All right. So I don't know why I'm hearing Nephi or Nephilim, because, you know, I think, is it Moroni? No. Okay, in the Book of Mormon, I think it's Nephi was like the first, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Which again, whenever I think Nephi, I think Nephilim or Nephilim. And I believe Nephilim were some of the people that was contacted by, is what I was getting from it. Okay. With using, you know, whatever I've taken in. Okay. Let's see. It is hard to make any generalizations about indigenous societies because North Americans, first peoples, consisted of hundreds of separate cultures. Okay, that could be true. Okay, but then we did a video to break down culture, and you know what I'm saying? I don't normally like to use that term either, but just to make it so people can understand what I'm saying, I still do. Okay. Each with their own beliefs and systems and social structures and cultural and political practices. Evidence is particularly scarce about women's everyday lives and responsibilities. However, most cultures shared certain characteristics that promoted gender equality. Now, don't get this twisted. For some reason, right away, the ancestors just stopped me and said gender equality. Go ahead and break down gender, okay? But I'm not going to do it here. But I'm just saying for anyone that wants to, because again, when it comes to that gender, it's something just stopped me and said. But think about that. The gender could also be talking about between American and European. It may not actually be only talking about at some point in time, okay? It may not only be talking about what your so-called sex or sex is, okay? So again, kinship, extended family. Okay, these are the passion fruit or the strange fruits that were being hung on your trees. Okay, and then this kinship, but those kinships are the things that, again, in Deuteronomy, I feel we're talking about those ships that are going to bring people back into slavery. Okay. Oh, so maybe that's that part we were just reading the other day about it. If it be best you be staying single. Okay. Oh. Okay. So again, after you tear down, okay, so I can see mowing down the finances, the trust, the trust. Okay, mistrust or okay, trust issues, okay. After tearing down the trust, okay, but I feel like then that money and everything is going away with a foreign energy, and then you get to be the cleanup woman, and the masculine comes back. See, now this is where music plays a large part in a lot of these things, okay. Um, Like people leaving messages behind before their time, like, or can we say after it? Okay, I don't know. So again, this kinship or whatever is the ways to bring you back into slavery, because again, kind of like something kind of like, okay, you being placed over you. So this is idol worship 101, okay? And then these women also put in those positions of power in order to mow you down, plant new, bring in. So we're wondering why the gates of well, it's not really hell, but the gates are open, okay? I mean, I don't know why I'm hearing something about bowels or something like that, okay? And then you wonder again, why was that portion of land split away from the land in the first place? Okay, so again, not to say that, and I'm talking about the land itself, and I'm talking about the leaders and the higher ups, okay? I'm not talking about the actual people, all right? But again, it would have to be something about what the people were doing for, I feel that caused the split in the first place. I don't know, okay? Again, those could have been very much, excuse me, gifted people though too. They could have had some kind of powers or gifts or some kind of traits or something that made them beneficial to creation, okay? And clans bound people together within a system of mutual obligation and respect. Lineage was central to determining status, okay, and responsibilities, okay? So again, it's almost like somebody is putting some people in the sense of Levites, seers, oracle, as it feels like that's what's going on even right now. And then the political arena. And then, I feel like there's usually a Godhead energy, okay? Lordships and dukes and these type of things here, okay? Consent held communities together, okay? And that's what my concern is, consent. Okay, so I feel like a lot of things are being done without consent, and that's the problem. So consent has to do with communication. Again, so if somebody is acting as queen or has that role, she should be able to indefinitely know that, so she can operate in that manner. Okay, so again, that makes me wonder, like, does Kamala Harris know that she is the vice president? Maybe she don't know that she's the vice president, and that's why, again, she's acting the way that she's acting or responding the way that she's acting. So again, who really is Kamala Harris? You know what I'm saying? Or who's really playing that part? Are we just looking at somebody that's not a people, and actually somebody else is actually playing that part? And then if they are, why aren't they sitting in that seat? Why aren't they the ones that are being, asked the questions on television? What is the real deal here, okay? It just make me wonder. It just make me question. Okay? So yeah, consent held the community together, and concepts of reciprocal. So this is maybe why they leave the black sheep out of all of these workings here, okay? Because they know that they actually have the real power and authority. So these people go set up, put all these blocks up, do all these things, block you, and build, and then, by the time you're in it, you're all confused. They trying to migrate you or kick you out or make you move somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Separating you and your true husband. Because again, we're gonna go ahead and get this straight right now. Because again, there's something that's a higher authority and power that connected me to these three masculine energies, possibly even four, okay? I feel like, again, something about some act right and some not act right, okay? But again, I feel like there has been, even in past lifetimes, some type of marriage or some kind of something. I don't know if it was consensual or not, but I'm just saying some kind of relationship between these people, okay, with this empress, okay, in past lifetimes or whatever it would be, all right? So again, I was just watching Anne Boylan, and I was seeing how they were trying to treat her like a whore or whatever, or talking about her in a certain kind of way or a manner. And that's what I'm saying about that old time thinking. They keep those things in what can I say? They keep those things going on in order to have some kind of power, because they know that it's impossible, you know what I'm saying, to not, with the age of communication and things like this and information, the Aquarius season or whatever we're supposed to be in, or whatever, if it's even what it is. But I feel like Aquarius, like we've been playing this, we in the Aquarius season for a long time. Obviously, we ain't in Aquarius season no more that much, because, it's not easy to pour out information. We're not pouring out information even more anymore. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I don't know why, communities, communist. I don't know, somebody just tried to put that word in edgewise, okay? So I don't know, communist China. I don't know. Okay. Consent held communities together. Okay, and concept. I'm almost done. Okay, Boogie. All right. Let's see. Okay, come on. Let's get going. Yeah, let's see. Consent held communities together and the concept of reciprocity extend to gender roles and divisions of authority. Yeah. So men were generally responsible for hunting, warfare. Again, this is giving me Sagittarius or Archer energy here. Yes, I'm almost done, I said. Okay. Warfare, go put your pants on and stuff. Okay. So, and interacting with outsiders. Okay, so again, maybe that's the star card also only, I mean, well, dealing more so with the waters here. Okay? And I feel like if they leave the Empress out, you know, American Empress, there's a good reason why they're doing that. And it's because they're trying to hide something, you know, or they don't want her to be able to pull her power and authority, her authority. Okay? Yeah. And actually, this energy of this feminine energy will be a defender. Like, she is a public defender. Like, she will, you know what I'm saying? She gonna defend this. It's just gonna be America first. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That's what, and that's like her children or whatever. Like, the reason why she came out of hiding is because they saw that she was trying to clown her father. But it's almost like these fathers always treat this feminine energy like the last dirtiest thing on the vine. You know what I'm saying? And treat all these outsiders with all kind of gifts and all these different access to whatever. And I feel like what does that even mean? So again, it's almost treating like the American women like slaves. Okay. Therefore, they have more visible public roles. Okay. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like they made a doppelganger, okay? But I feel like it's because control. Somebody feel like they can't control, but sometimes you need that chaos. The chaos is even in the Bible, okay? To go ahead and do a couple spins, clean some shit out, and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that you got to have that accurate. In matter of fact, it was something funny that she said in there. She said we need to have a meeting with these people face to face so you can read them, okay? But I do feel like maybe, I don't know why I'm feeling like this is a feminine energy speaking to me right now. It's like a feminine energy trying to big up. Okay? But she is, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody that can, I don't know, maybe get to me or you know, mentally, you know, this is someone who can, you know, I don't know. I don't know what this is, okay? I'm feeling like this is this thing again, okay? Where somebody's trying to push this certain agenda, okay? Yeah. It's almost like women can't, you know, when in the Bible it said the other day that there was no good men left, okay? But I don't know, you know, it's hard to, because that goes in all different directions here. Are we talking about modern day man, which we just look at a man that's grown and say, oh, that's a man, but you really don't know the inner workings. You don't know if he act grown. You don't know if he about his shit. You don't know. And then especially with this kind of telepathic, instead of being face to face, it's never going to work. And that's why I feel like it was a setup. We wasn't meant to survive. It's a setup, okay? Like, but keep your head up, okay? And this is the thing too, because you know when it comes to certain entertainers, thing like this, we tend to have been looking at them as just for entertainers. But that's what I'm saying about like lyrics and stuff like that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if any of us know that we was laying the foundation or laying some footwork for something here. Damn, footwork. That's making me think about, because again, footwork is just, again, I feel like it's like American Indian dance, like a rain dance or, you know what I'm saying, footwork and, you know, things that you will see people doing at these powwows. I don't know, it's kind of like the same to me. All right. But one, you know, speaks for itself as to where it probably originally flowed from. Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna fall asleep. Okay, come on. Put your stuff on, I said. I'm already dressed. Women, on the other hand, manage the internal operations of the community. See, that's tricky because it depends on women. What are we talking about? Men, women, and children that are migrated in? Are we talking about like a woman that's birthing children? This is, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, but this does sound like, again, how these things are planned here. But, okay, see, look at this. So if you talk about women, though, right now, and if we're talking about these people that are brought in as governors or earthly parents or whatever that are foreign, okay, they don't know how we operate, okay? So, again, that may be why we have ghettos in communities like that, because you have people that are not really, it's not a priority for them to build a so-called American Indian so-called black community, okay? This is why, you know, what? Put your stuff on. I don't know. I threw them at the bottom of the stairs, probably in that basket. So, yeah, so that would just let you know. Now, if you look at that arena, governors, political, you'll see different colors of different races and different whatever. But again, like I said, you see a mixture of people in there, but, you know, you still don't see anything, you know, I guess being done, really. So, So again, I guess this would be people being brought out of that particular community, like right out of their homes and offered jobs or roles to do within that particular community. And that creates some form of unity, generational, as well. So again, when your child grow up and they want to open up a candy shop or whatever they would have been wanting to do, people would be more so likely to, we used to have a place called Toby's, where you can go get penny candy and slushies and chips and stuff like that, okay? It was a lady's house that we used to go to. Ouch. Over in Rolling Greens, okay? So, just make me think about Rolling Meadows or something here, okay? Yeah. Yeah, so again, if we're talking women, meaning these individuals that are, whoever they are, where their priority is not that community, that's why we're getting the response that we're getting. That's why there's no growth. It shouldn't have to, and again, to be able to, for a nation to raise its children or things like this, it shouldn't have to have nothing to do with your, you know, how many masters, if you got a master's degree or if you did this and you went to college and everything. It's a loving, you know, this is just something that, you know, people would all gravitate to. You want to stay in the community and help the community, get paid doing a nice, decent job for the people in the community. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I think we just make stuff a lot harder than we have to. You know, my auntie never went to college or nothing. I don't even know how much school she finished, but she raised all, like, my grandma too, she raised all kind of children. Okay, and they even came back when they was older to come back to, in the community and stuff, to come back and, you know, what do you call it? To come back and visit her and stuff like that, okay? And yeah, but okay, so I feel like this is what somebody trying to do. They trying to backseat me, okay, to a grandma position or some shit like this. And right here, you know what I'm saying? This is the thing. This is the thing I think gonna bother me. You know what I'm saying? Unless, you know what I'm saying? Unless, unless, you know what I'm saying, we got some good news on the other end of that shit. Like, I don't even know. Like, like, again, you know, I used to do daycare and stuff like that, but, you know, it didn't really get real big or anything because I moved right when I got my license. But for me, like, I want to do other things. Okay. I don't, like that may be my daughter. Actually, my daughter, she's another one now. She wants to have a daycare. You know what I'm saying? She works at a daycare. So, she could play that role. Okay. Like, this is the energy. This is the energy that she wants to do. She's like madly involved in it. I mean, she just loved the whole stuff. Okay. So that's something that she could do. You know what I'm saying? But because sometimes I be wondering if source want to know more about me and what I feel and what I think, and that's why they had me do these type of videos right here. But yeah, I'm not ready to be See, because I don't know. I can't really not with babies. I mean, unless it's my D baby. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I can't be with a room full of babies and children. Nah, not right now. I got some shit to do. Okay. So again, it says they usually own the family's housing and household goods. Okay, and engage in agriculture. Now, I could probably, I could be like a inspirational person for young women or something like that. I mean, that's something that I wanted to do prior to, some kind of trade school where they can learn how to do certain things with creative things or something like this. Okay, like I could see something like that, being like my job or something. But, but anyways, yeah. So yeah, engaged in agricultural food production and gathering foodstuffs. Okay, so there's stuffs. Okay, gathering and stuffs. I think this was coming out in our reading. And reared children. Okay, so again, this may be also children that are coming into their awakening, but this could also be talking about little children. Okay, or see where somebody would best benefit a community where they will work out better. Okay. This could be what this is talking about here. Okay. 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 Household energy. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So yeah, I feel like I'm feeling what this is saying here. Okay. And I think people see me with children, especially if I'm like, in a good mood and everything, especially if it's very minimal. They be like, oh, this person's so good with children. I mean, it's true, but it's just like, it's preferably not at this point. Nah. Yeah. I feel like this is somebody trying to sit me down. Okay, this is another feminine that's in the wrong place right now. This might be another feminine that's in my place right now. Okay. Where it's like, keep on playing. You see what I'm saying? Then I'm going to have to go ahead and work a little bit harder to come back for my fucking place. Okay, which I'm going to do even relentlessly anyways if this is this energy of this cousin. Okay? So, like, I don't even know. I feel like I'm getting upset right now because maybe this is even something between clans and tribes here where this energy is telling me because, again, I do think that this cousin have Native American, but I'm talking indigenous energy, which is, again, earlier, older, autochthonous energy. Okay? So, we could just stop all that right there. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think that's the part that I'm going to end on right here real quick. And then I'll come back. But you could read the rest. Look, I'll just go slowly here. So you can read the rest if you'd like. Pause it or something like that if you want to read it. Okay. I mean, and I guess this will be something that people can look at because, we're trying to tap back into these things or whatever. But this will be something that, people could actually look at and figure out something and then see what the ancestors are telling you and guiding you. Okay? Wait a minute, such as Sunni. See, I don't even know. Yeah. So, yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to stop here and we'll come back because I have to do something really quick. But, yeah, I feel like that's what somebody's trying to do. Somebody's trying to lock me down into some kind of position so they could be with my emperor or my king, and this is where I'm just not even gonna have this. It's gonna be, and again, and I feel like this may be where wars and shit started again, like between tribes and between this thing like this, because again, this cousin that they trying to put in the position of me, there's nothing against this cousin, but again, she doesn't have the mind that I have. So if they think that I'm gonna allow them to continue to pull on my energy and use my mind, but you act like you can't, that my body can't be there, or I'm not good enough. You see what I'm saying? Like, because then you forgot that I know who I am. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened. And so that's what it would be. Okay? In the same way they went behind my back and go talk to these people and bring these people in and try to leave me out in the cold is the same way they can come talk to me. to correct the shit that's going on with me so that I can get on the proper road to getting where I need to be. All right? All right. So, yeah. Take care.